Photoshop, Facetune, FaceApp. Retouching images has become so common, we have actually started to believe that there are perfect people that exist out there, and they most certainly aren't us. About a year ago, my best friend called me. She was pretty upset. I will never forget this phone call. She told me that her self-esteem was at an all-time low. She actually had to put Instagram in a hidden folder on her phone so she would stop looking at it and comparing herself to other women, their bodies, their faces, their lives every 15 minutes. I said, girl, nothing on Instagram is real and I got the receipts to prove it. Get ready, I'm counting down the top 10 influencers who look nothing like their photos, part 2. Welcome back to InformOverload, I'm Dobre, and I gotta say, I have a lot of fun researching these lists. So much fun that maybe we'll make a series out of them because I feel like they've actually made a hefty amount of people, women especially, feel better about themselves. Now before I get into this list, I want to make it clear that by no means do I feel like I'm perfect and I have the right to criticize other people. Far from it. I am constantly criticizing myself in the mirror. I'm constantly being criticized in the comment section of my videos. But I think a huge part of that criticism comes from the fact that people just don't know what real beauty looks like anymore. We've come to believe that these unrealistic beauty standards are achievable, but they're not. Without further delay, let's get into this list. Starting things off at number 10, Danielle Cohn. The only reason why I put her in this list was because y'all said in the comments of part 1 you were surprised she wasn't on it. We all know. I wanted to give you some new info, but okay, Dani Cohn has been called out so many times for her very poor use of editing apps. She doesn't even bother to make sure that the background is straight. And it sucks because her audience is made up of impressionable young girls and boys. Here's a photo of her in a bikini for Fashion Nova. Here's a photo of her on that same day wearing the same bikini but unedited. Now Dani has talked about the fact that she edits her photos. I mean, I feel like she felt like she had to. But making herself into that hourglass shape is not something a 13, 14, 15-year-old girl should be doing. Megan Feather. Megan Feather has 394,000 Instagram followers. She's an influencer and YouTuber from the UK. I mean, listen, from her photos she doesn't look like a real person. She's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but she doesn't look real. And that's because she's heavily edited. Here are some side-by-sides. I mean, she's not by any means unattractive, but do you see how much of a real person she looks like on the right and how fake the edited photos look? One thing I do appreciate about Meg Feather is she doesn't edit her body that much. She's a curvy woman and that is beautiful. I'm glad she doesn't go overboard on the body tweaking, which is why she's not higher on our list. It is about that time for number 8, Miss Natalie Halcro. Natalie Halcro has 3.7 million Instagram followers and one of those followers is Ariana Grande. Wow. From her Instagram account, she's got one of the most peculiar and at the same time most stunning faces I've ever seen in my life. Like, I can't stop looking at her. And I bet you anything those 3.7 million followers feel the same way. Almost too pretty to be real, right? Right. Bam. 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 Oh somebody stop me. And Natalie's Instagram account makes her a lot of money. With that many followers, Natalie is charging tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for paid promotional posts. Every other post on her account is a paid promotion. I'll just let that sink in while you do the math. She's obviously still pretty, she just doesn't look like she does in her pictures, that's all. At lucky number 7 on our list, Mariam Rahman. Mariam Rahman is a makeup artist with 528,000 Instagram followers. I actually didn't want to put her on this list because I do find her stunning, even without the Photoshop. She also posts makeup tutorials where you see what her real face looks like, which is why she's not higher on our list. But if you look at photos that were taken by other people that she didn't have control over, without ideal lighting, without all the makeup and the Photoshop and Facetune and FaceApp and whatever the hell she's using, she looks nothing like her photos in real life. In at 6, Nima Benati. Nima is a fashion photographer from Italy with 596,000 Instagram followers. She is a very talented photographer who shot campaigns for Dolce & Gabbana and YSL Beauty. But let's dive into our Instagram versus reality side-by-sides, eh? I mean, totally different. She is super pretty in person, as you can see from those Getty Images photos, but like, why the Photoshop, bro? I'm genuinely shocked that someone this pretty edits their photos this much, but I mean, she's a fashion photographer who's around supermodels 99% of the time, so if I were in that position, maybe I would feel compelled to compete with them. But even Bella Hadid, the most beautiful woman in the world, scientifically the most beautiful woman in the world, edits her photos. I don't know, man. Halfway there now. At number 5, we got Ellie Brown, aka Brown.L on Instagram. Ellie has 1.1 million followers. She's a reality star who's on season 4 of UK Love Island. Now, Ellie has had a fair bit of work done, that's no secret. She was on Love Island, and if you haven't seen the show, contestants spend a fair bit of time in their bathing suits. Recently, there were some paparazzi photos taken of her on the beach, and I hate talking about the altered bodies because there's absolutely nothing wrong with Elle's real body. Guess what, fellas? That's what real women look like. But that's just it. That is her real body. Whatever photos she's putting on Instagram are not who she really is. At number 4 on our list, Alena Omovych. Alena has 1.1 million followers on Instagram. She's yet another Instagram model that does not look like a real life human being. She looks like she was generated by AI. And you know what? Maybe she low-key was. The thing that irks me the most about Alena is like the waist thing. There is no way anyone could have a waist that small. It is not physically possible. Especially not if you ate that cheeseburger, Alena. I had a cheeseburger for lunch, it was delicious, but my pants are tight now. Getting close now at number 3, Zara Mcdermott. This one is real drastic. Zara Mcdermott is yet another reality television star with 1.2 million followers on Instagram. If you didn't know, she was on the show Love Island in 2018 and she was on X Factor Celebrity. But yeah. When I'm looking at this girl's Instagram, I feel so bad about myself. Bro, I almost like her body more without the editing. She looks like a woman. Like a real woman. I don't even know how someone who's on TV all the time can think they can get away with editing their photos this much. Like bro, we're gonna know. We're gonna find out. We gon' know. In at 2, Sonya Miro. Sonya Miro is a Russian makeup artist from Moscow with 422,000 followers on Instagram. She also sells some sort of gold serum. You can get it at a link on her Instagram page. Not really sure what that's for. It's all in Russian. But like the other influencers on our list, Sonya looks absolutely nothing like her photos in real life. I mean, what a difference. I feel like if you really wanted to create a fake persona online, you would have to make sure that there's absolutely no photos of you that exist anywhere else. But what happens if a fan wants to take a photo with you, or if your friend wants to take a photo of you? There will always be 2 versions of you floating around. There's something about someone who uses a lot of Facetune but then also claims to be a makeup artist. Bruh, doesn't using a ton of Facetune kind of defeat the purpose of being a makeup artist? You're more like a Photoshop artist than a makeup artist. Am I right? At number 1 on our list, Kirsten Hancher. Oh, I'm about to ruffle some feathers with this one. Kirsten Hancher is a Canadian YouTuber and influencer with 6 million followers on Instagram. She also has 1.1 million subscribers on YouTube. She is known for her dope outfits and beauty tutorials. Other than that, she's known on Instagram for her absolutely tiny 12-inch waist. Like damn, you could wrap a glow stick necklace around that thing. But I mean, listen, some of us don't have itty bitty waists. Plenty of very fit women who work out every day do not have tiny waists. It's just not achievable unless we physically starve ourselves. But Kirsten, sweetie, I feel like you're going a little far with the Facetune, don't you think? And Kirsten Hancher doesn't only Facetune her body, she goes overboard on her face as well. Here's a no makeup look on her Instagram, and this is what she looks like in a video. I could do an entire video on Kirsten Hancher. There are entire Instagram accounts made to expose her and her Photoshop. But alas, we only have so much time in a video. Alright guys, I am sweating bruh. I feel like you're all looking me up on Instagram, it's like, did this edit her photos? Do you guys want a part 3? Let me know in those comments. I feel like I've run out of influencers, so that might be kinda hard. I just want to let you guys know that this whole idea of wanting to appear more beautiful in images than you actually are is not something that only this generation does. It's been happening for thousands of years. Cleopatra, even though she was regarded as the most beautiful woman of her time, and men like Mark Antony and Julius Caesar literally went to war for her. She likely didn't look the way she did in works of art, and she most definitely didn't look like Liz Taylor. This is how Cleopatra was portrayed, and this is what she probably looked like in person. Queen Elizabeth I definitely did not look like her royal paintings. Elizabeth was beautiful when she was young, but when she got older, her skin was terrible from the toxic makeup she wore, and her teeth were rotten and black. Little history lesson for you that I thought I would add. You know what, man? If you edit, then just try not to go overboard. If you don't edit, then good for you. You're friggin' perfect. Whatever. Just try to be aware what kind of person you're portraying yourself as, and does that person make other people feel bad about themselves? I'm reading Rainbow. For now, I'm gonna wrap up this video with some comment features from part 1. Ella Rose said, when you don't need to dress up for Halloween because you look like a whole clown every day. I look like a whole ass clown every goddamn day. I don't even know why you guys look at me, honestly. I don't know why you watch me. Voltaire said, it's overkill when you have plastic surgery and also edit your photos. I mean, I have a lot of friends who've had plastic surgery and they still aren't happy with how they look, unfortunately. Rose Shin said, please do more of this. I'm feeling so much better about myself because of this. Oh, I am so happy for you. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of angry messages from these influencers on my DMs. That is it for me, and thanks for watching. Stick around for some bonus content coming right up. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want more, and I will see you in a future IO video. And that's because she's heavily edited. Ramen. Next on our what number are we at, bud? Ain't it 6, number 5. Oh, yeah. Kirsten Hancher. I don't know what your name is, Kirsten Hancher. Oh my Christ. I'm sorry, I'm almost dead.